Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Now, look, let's get right to it. But before we do, I want to say something. A lot of people question why I get so grimy with the stories. It's because I want you to see the reality. I want you to see the truth of what some of this lifestyle can be about. You're not going to really fully understand it if I tiddlywink around the issue, not tell you what it is in the raw language that it happened. You understand what I'm saying? And this lifestyle, I'm telling you, it is raw. It gets rawer as the situations progress. It just depends on who you're dealing with because you don't know these individuals. You don't know what they're all about. Now, see, these particular brothers, they felt like that because this brother here and his mama, you know what I'm saying, were a little bit, as they put it, not me, their words, not mine. They thought they were a little slow because she had this thing about, she liked to talk to guys on the phone and she liked to do her thing. You understand what I'm saying? Playing with the kitty cat. At the same time, her son, he really didn't know what to do because you can't go against the mom. He thought that these were his brothers and these brothers would help him, even though his mom made the move. You understand what I'm saying? She put herself out there. But like I said before, I don't even cross those lines. You know what I'm saying? When you have a family member of a brother that might be interested in you and so on and so forth, you got to show some restraint on that. You know what I'm saying? I've had brothers, you know what I'm saying, where they have family members that said things to me out the way. If I would have caught it, it could have went somewhere. I know that, but I didn't do that. I'll laugh it off and keep it moving, and I'll never say anything about it to anybody. You feel me? And just keep it moving. But everybody's not like that. You don't know who's who and what's what with this thing. So you're putting yourself in situations where you can't really manage the situation, right? So here's bruh's option. Bruh, he gets out. He walks away from GD, right? But I'm going to tell you something. Ain't no just walking away unless you get that age and that timing where you can retire. So they beat him. And once they beat him the way they beat him mercilessly. You understand? These same individuals that said they loved him when he became a part of it, these same individuals that said they loved him while they listened to his mama playing her kitty cat on the phone, these same individuals that said they loved him beat him. And when they beat him, after they beat him, now he's put into the category of a sucker. You understand? These same individuals that said they loved him. Now, he makes parole and he gets out. Okay, let's catch up. He makes parole and he gets out for 2 years before he was flattening his sentence, right? Now he's home. And his mom is turned all the way out. And when I say turned out, because she had no idea of what and who she was dealing with. They from this small town, you know what I'm saying, in East Tennessee where a lot of people think that people are slow. They're not slow, they're just different. They cut from a different cloth. You understand what I'm saying? They don't live that fast life in a lot of these small towns. So when they encounter somebody like that, the people that's from these other cities, they think that they're slow. They're not slow, they're just a little bit more trusting, a little bit more naive, gullible. But now, she done got turned out. She full-scale prostituting. Brother them got brothers coming in and out, in and out. She ain't getting nothing out of this. Every now and then, they keep her bills paid because the house is hers. She got that in the divorce and so on and so forth. But they ran that down. They keeping the bills up, keeping a little food in the refrigerator, and they keeping her high. Why? Keep her distracted. Keep her mind off of what's really going on. She can't recover. And now her son is coming home. He sees his mama. It's in this bad situation and she tries to put on a good face. But what kind of face can you put on when that dope got you? And you sleeping with this man and that man, and now these brothers is coming in and out of the house. They all seeing him as a sucker. What do you do? He don't know what to do. What would you do? Let me know what you would do if you had a situation like this. I bet you wouldn't even know what to do because most people don't go through stuff like this. Because most people don't live this lifestyle. Most people don't get involved with individuals like this. When you get involved with individuals like this that have no boundaries, there's no telling what can happen. You understand? So now the situation is this. There was some brothers that came down. You know what I'm saying? They come from out of state. They come from out of state. And they come down now. What happens in a lot of places, you got what they call a citywide, right? And at a citywide, all brothers come in from another area, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's having a good time, having a party, meeting and greeting and doing all of these types of things, right? Everybody's happy. Right? So these brothers that come down for this citywide, these other brothers that been going up here to East Tennessee, taking care of their business with this gal and hiding stuff in the house, and they just done took over this place. They said, bro, we're going to take you up here. We're going to get you some of this woman, man. She got this good kitty cat. So they take these brothers up there right now. These brothers, they are not aware of the fact that these brothers is cut from the real deal Holyfield cloth. You understand what I'm saying? If you've been a part of this, y'all know what I'm talking about. So they got these brothers in the car and they telling these brothers what it is and all this. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Even the brothers that are good, you understand what I'm saying, get grimy. So they're listening to these brothers talk about the situation and all this and that, right? And talking about how this brother that used to be one of the guys, he a sucker because, you know what I'm saying, his own mama, you know what I'm saying, she planning her kitty cat for everybody in the family. And then he find out he can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Because he weak, he a sucker. Come on now, how's a son weak or a sucker because his mama done played herself? And the brothers, the people that he say that they've done told him that they love, they take advantage of. How is he weak? Whose morals are off here? You understand? So now they get up there and they meet him and he's coming in and out of the house. He don't know what to do. He's disgusted. He's about to snap, but he know if he snap, it's death for him and his mama. He know this. So these brothers that come from out of state, a couple of them pull him to the side. And they respect the fact that he's sticking around the house with his mom because most people would have gotten on down, turned against their mom, hating him. But he didn't. He's just holding on, struggling, trying to figure a way out when there is no way out. So these brothers are talking to him. They said, look, man, tell me what happened. So he gives them the rundown from A to Z. And it's a little different than what them brothers had told him, right? He tell them that his mama, she played herself. And they took advantage of it. You feel me? And these same brothers that say they love him, they listening to his mama playing a kitty cat and they passing the phone around amongst the fam. And then it gets to him and then he hears it and he snaps out. He's hoping the nine going to take care of it, but the nine don't do nothing. The nine take the phone and then start turning all the way out. So now he's disgusted. He sees it for what it is with these brothers, and he walks away. And they beat him. So he telling these brothers from the land what the business is. Now keep in mind, like I say, they hardcore too. But they don't like what happened. They don't like what happened. So they dismiss him. They don't really say much to him in the way of how they really feel about it because at the end of the day, he ain't nothing to them no more. He ain't nothing to them no more. But see, these brothers here, they have a mother. They have sisters, nieces. They got women in their lives that they care about. So they understand on that human level what he's going through. So now they're to the side and they're talking. And now they're peeping the game. They looking at the lay. They seeing the situation. Oh, they got these brothers running in and out. And to them, these brothers are slow. These brothers are slow. They're making some money, but they ain't doing nothing. They got a woman that is addicted to drugs because of them, but they laying up in and they think that they're doing something. Yeah, they got some dudes coming through every now and then. They make a little change, but they're not making any money. To these brothers from the land, they looking at them like, y'all ain't taking care of business. This ain't nothing. So you got the woman, you got an elderly woman, not elderly, but you understand what I'm saying, that's older than them, you know what I'm saying, in her 40s and 50s. You got this woman up here that you done turned out on dope and everybody laying up with her. Y'all think y'all doing something. This ain't GD. Where the money at? What are you using this place for? This just somebody y'all laying up with. This just somebody's mama that you done took advantage of. So they take an assessment of the situation and then on their way back to the city, you understand what I'm saying? They ain't even mess with her nothing. They ain't want to do nothing like that. They don't know what's going on. How many people done ran up in her, all this and that. She's getting high and all this and that. Don't nobody know she got diseases or nothing. So brother them looking at it like, man, ain't none of these brothers straight. Now they don't tell the young brother that used to be the folks what they thinking. Because they don't owe him nothing. You understand? That's how raw the game is. But when they get back to the city, they pull The person that's over the city, the gov, they pull him to the side and they break it down to him. I said, look, man, you know what you got going on down the way? And he said he's heard about it, but he ain't participating in that. He ain't been down that way. He said, I let them do them down that way. You know what I'm saying? That's another day. And he said, look, we need to be looking into this, right? We need to shut that down. And these brothers that took advantage and did all this stuff, he said they need to be dealt with. We ain't dealing with them because of what they did to this, what they call now this peon, this brother that ain't the folks no more. It ain't about taking care of them because of him. It's about this ain't nothing straight about this. If you got brothers that are willing to cross lines and do these types of things, these brothers can't be trusted. And that was the issue. That was the issue. So when you think about joining these organizations or becoming a part of these organizations, you need to think about what that means. You're saying that you pledge your love, life, and loyalty to some individuals, right? It's an ideology, it's an organization, but you're saying you pledge your love, life, and loyalty to this organization, that these individuals that stand by your side, back to back with you, have your back and have your best interests at heart. And when did they show this brother that's no longer a gangster? When did they show him that they had his best interests at heart? They didn't. All they showed him is that they were selfish and greedy and they wanted everything that he had, even if it was his mother. They did not care that his mother was embarrassing herself. They did not care that they got her hung on drugs. They did not care about how he felt about the situation. All they wanted was everything he had. All his hope was gone. But see, where's the personal responsibility in that when it comes to him? He made a choice to join this organization. You understand what I'm saying? And when he joined the org, he did it with eyes shut, not seeing what's really going on. And I'm telling you, a lot of y'all out there think that you know what the business is, but you'll never know what the business is until you know what the business is, if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then I know you don't know nothing about the streets. Quit stunning. Quit stunning. Because what I mean is this. When it happens, it happens. You know, you know. If you don't know before that, you don't know what to avoid. You understand what I'm saying? So let's keep this thing real. The game can get real grimy. And if you think that's grimy, you ain't seen nothing. There's plenty more where that came from. I'm telling you. So now these brothers that on the inside of the penitentiary and on the outside of the penitentiary that done took advantage of this situation, right? Folks in them on the town is laying the foundation. They finna deal with them. They can't be trusted. They can't be trusted to lead. They can't be trusted to lead. If you think this is cool to do to a brother, you can't be trusted to be in charge of anything. I wouldn't let you take out my trash. You understand? So they got dealt with. All of them got stripped. They didn't take their G from them. They didn't do that. They stripped every one of them that had a position. The ones that didn't have a position, all of them got put on the bench. All of them got put on the bench. All of them had to hit that rack. Some of them got away because of favoritism and all of these types of things. But what they did was wrong. And now them brothers on the streets, they really had to deal with them because they didn't want to give up this spot. They had a spot where when they go to this part of the state, they had this spot where they can go lay and do what they want to do. And this brother was laying up in there. They didn't even realize they was pushing this man to the brink to the point to where he was about to try something. Win, lose, or draw. But these folks that didn't even live in the state stepped in and said enough. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not advocating the lifestyle. Y'all know I don't. You know I don't. But if not for these brothers that from outside the state stepping in and saying enough is enough, then this probably would have continued to go on and on and on and on until that man's mama died. Fortunately, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Because once they started to pull away and then she started to sober up, she started to see what was going on and she started to get some help. And she got help. She got help for both problems that she had. You feel what I'm saying? But her son, he couldn't handle what was going on, so they packed it up and they moved away. They don't even live in Tennessee no more. They moved on because he couldn't handle what was going on. Because this neighborhood that he's from, everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew. Imagine everybody in the town know that your mama's being ran upside down by individuals that are coming in and out of town, and they got her hooked on drugs. And once upon a time, she was looked at as somebody in the neighborhood. Oh, everybody know Miss Cat. Now they looking at her like, don't nobody want to know Miss Cat. Miss Cat ain't nothing. And her son knew that. Going to the grocery store, going out on the town in different places, they will always whisper when they see them coming. So they packed it up and they moved away. But I told you this story because I want you to understand the depths that a person will go in this life. You will lose all decency about yourself if you're around certain brothers. You get caught up in doing some things that you never thought that you would do to people that you say you love, but you don't even know these people to love. Love has a certain level of knowing. You feel me? You can either know them in an agape type way. You understand what I'm saying? A familiarity on the level of humanity, or a personal way. By relation, by birth, by marriage, all those types of things. And then you develop these feelings towards somebody that you can demonstrate to them. But the easiest way, the most convenient way for everybody is to love each other regardless. Because why? We all made by the Most High. And there it is. Enough should be said right there. Enough should be said. But I'm going to stop right there because I know your brain is running wild now. Your brain is running wild. Because see, Mike, like I say, they done moved away. They gone. They've left this behind. But I wanted you to know how trashy it can get. And this is one example. Just keep that in mind when you think about, you know what I'm saying, you got a son that's involved in the game and you happen to be on the phone and you get to talking and you say the wrong thing. You never know if that person on the other end is going to take advantage of that. You never know where you're going to find yourself, ladies. You never know where you're going to find yourself. So be careful. And brothers, listen to me. Don't take advantage like that, man. Don't take advantage like that. Because in this situation, Mike, he didn't go to that brink, but he was close, man. He was close. If he would have snapped out, couldn't nobody have blamed him. But he would have lost his mama forever, and he'd have probably been in the penitentiary for the rest of his life or dead. Either way, it was a lose-lose. And if them brothers from out of town never came into town and seen what was going on and were disgusted with it and stopped it, then ain't no telling what would have happened. Ain't no telling what would have happened. So keep that in mind. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. And I say peace, y'all.